Have you ever been in one of those moods? One of those moods where every single thing bothers you. One of those moods where all you really want is another person to share that bad mood with. Both of you embracing the bitterness, diving headfirst into it, soaking in it, enjoying it. But instead of getting a person to share that bad mood, someone comes along who is bright and cheery. And worst of all, they're nice to you. They bring you a cup of magnificent, fresh, steaming coffee right at that moment in the morning where you're getting really drowsy. They hand it to you with a smile. But you're in a mood. You take that cup of coffee, but you give them a scowl. Well, the person compliments your sweater, says it looks really good on you, and you're thinking to yourself, how dare that person say that to me? I know this sweater doesn't look very good. But they said it with a smile, and it seems like they're being serious, and it causes you to think, well, maybe the sweater I have on is not half bad. Well, you take a drink of that coffee, and you accidentally knock a book off the table that you're sitting at. Well, that person who gave you the coffee, who complimented your sweater, they bend down and pick up that book from the ground and hand it to you with another smile. Another genuine smile. You sigh to yourself, this person is so annoying. But they're kind. And they finally break you down. And you offer them a smile in return, and you say thanks. You don't even realize it right then. But you will later on in the day. That mood that you started out with, that mood is gone. It was worn down by this annoyingly persistent person who showed you love and care. The author of the book of Hebrews tells us that this is one of our callings as followers of Jesus. And it's one of the ways that we live in uncertain and precarious times. We are to be those people who are persistently, maybe even annoyingly, people who offer this world love and care, and also acts of beauty and grace. We live in a time of transition and uncertainty. There are wars raging in various parts of the globe. We had an election. One government's going out, another one's coming in. We have a brand new presiding bishop in the Episcopal Church. The Bishop of Lexington has announced his retirement. There are changes all around us, and change can sometimes make us feel unsteady and uncertain and anxious. Well, each of our readings this morning were composed within similar circumstances. The book of Daniel was written at a time when a foreign king threatened to destroy the traditional patterns of worship in Jerusalem. Psalm 16 encourages us to renew our confidence in God when our faith wavers. The Gospel of Mark was written in a time when these early followers of Jesus were this small little minority movement in a hostile empire. And the book of Hebrews was written to a church community that seems like it was persecuted and being harassed. Each of these readings calls us, as followers of Jesus, into a similar kind of life in these uncertain times. It may be most clearly spelled out in the book of Hebrews. In Hebrews 10:24, here's what the author tells us in my translation. Let us come together as a community and consider very carefully how we can offer the world gifts of love and beauty with annoying persistence. And the Greek really does mean that, annoying persistence. The phrase reminds me of a quote that I keep in my office. It's by the poet Audre Lorde. She says, "The master's tools will never dismantle the master's house." I think what Lorde and the author of Hebrews are telling us is that distrust and cynicism and violence and fear, they cannot be undone by opposing them with even more force and cynicism and violence and fear. The only true and lasting cure for the ails that we experience in this world is for us to give unrelenting and persistent offerings of love and beauty. Love undercuts fear and distrust. Love acts like a blanket that you throw on top of a fire. It cuts off the supply of fuel. It's like me when I'm in a mood and someone in my life persistently shows me kindness and love. It draws me out of a downward spiral that I can get into and shows me that there is a better, more loving path forward. The author of Hebrews adds something to love. The author of Hebrews tells us to offer this world beauty as well. Beauty and love. They're both gifts. They're not transactions. Love and beauty lift us up out of these systems of power and dominance, of duty and mathematical exchange. Beauty and love invite us into relationships of interdependence, of mutual care and deep joy. Beauty and love inspire us to imagine a different world is possible. A world where we do something for someone not because we're trying to get something from them, but we're wanting to offer them the same gift of unconditional love and grace that we have accepted and received from God. Here again is how the book of Hebrews frames it. Consider very carefully how you can offer the world gifts of love and beauty with annoying persistence. Love and beauty with annoying persistence. How are you going to offer this world love and beauty this week? Amen.